Hey, I make 400k a year from running my own solo consulting business, and this is a video series where every day I document the journey towards a million a year in personal profits. My goal and time frame is within the next 12 months, but there are rules. I can only take calls 3 days a week with clients that I consider friends, and I have to keep my margins above 85%. These rules forces me to think out of the box. I've previously taken two coaching businesses to 100k a month, but this time the third is the charm, so to say. And now I'm doing it with these rules, and then I'm making these videos to document every single thing that I do every single day. The way these videos work is that they follow the exact same structure. First we start up with some questions, then I walk you through all of my business numbers. I show you my to-do list, what I did yesterday and what I'll do today, because I always record these videos in the morning, and then I brainstorm the bottlenecks that I'm facing inside of my business. So we do questions from the audience first, and this is the first video where we've gotten questions. Can you imagine? Absolutely insane. So I really appreciate this guy who's asked a few questions, so we'll just run through it. Memro is saying, your thoughts on a CRO business for e-commerce stores, increasing revenue and profits by optimizing conversion rate, average order value, and other things that I don't know about because I have no clue about e-com. But what I do have a lot of clue about is how to monetize and package your knowledge into a leveraged way so that you can serve more clients. And definitely, bro, if you have a skill set and if you have a case study from doing CRO for an e-com store, then I definitely see if you can package it into consulting as well. So I think here you should probably think long and well about who to serve with a consulting offer. It is probably e-commerce stores that has an in-house team, as an example, where you can consult them. You can also turn it into smaller packages where they can buy pre-made CRO optimized templates and sell them one time. You can sell them a course in a community with other e-commerce owners where they can learn everything that you know about conversion rate optimization so that they are not required to pay an agency every month. That is a huge logical selling point. And then you, in my opinion, you should have a very high ticket done for you where you create X amount of landing pages for these e-commerce stores, fully built out, done for you. It can be 5 to 6 a month, where you charge a monthly retainer and a specific contract period. Yes, the problem that you're looking to solve clear enough, it is just you being good enough at actually elaborating on the problem, because I think e-commerce stores right there, I'm not in e-com, so this is just me talking out loud, but I'd assume that making more money is every single business a major problem, and everyone wants to make more money, either in top line or bottom line, or make the most out of their current foundation, whatever it is, right? So I think, bro, you just need to be good enough at positioning yourself as the solution to why e-commerce stores isn't making the most amount of money, to why they have a stressful business, to why they have low margins, to why they can't seem to break past an average order value that they're happy about, right? How you would brand it, I think B2B, you need to be very logic here, bro. You need to position yourself as an expert. YouTube is great for that. Instagram, LinkedIn, manual outbound will probably be your best friend in the beginning. And you should just be the CRO go-to guy. In the beginning, bro, you can niche down a bit. So maybe you only do CRO for a specific niche of web shops, maybe a specific annual revenue they must do in order to work with you. So yeah. And how much do you have to achieve? Well, I think you can get into consulting a lot faster than what most people might think. A lot of people tend to believe that they have to be I saw this meme of Luke Belmar, an Indian guy with you have to be a level 8 or 9, and then no, can I be a level 2? And then if you haven't watched the meme, then that's not good, because hopefully you'll get my joke here. But I think you can get into consulting faster than you imagine, as long as you have a case study, a proven system. So I'd say at least a recurring pattern in probably 2 to 3 case studies, then you can definitely move into consulting. And I think a lot of people, they always think either I'm this or I'm that, right? Either I'm an agency or either I'm a consultant. Well, you can just add a consulting offer to your agency's fee, not agency fee, but an agency offer, agency business. And then in the beginning, maybe it's only 10% of your focus, energy, and cash collected, this offer. But over time, with you investing more into content and your brand, these 10% might rise, because, it is silly not to have a consulting offer, because you can serve more people, collect more cash, and it's typically 90% profit. So definitely get into it. Best 5 tips, again from my man here, Memro, what a legend. Best 5 tips to a complete beginner who wants to start a consulting business. I actually spoke about this in my previous YouTube video, bro, on this channel, where I kind of like go through the checklist of getting into done with you. So you need a proven formula of getting clients from A to B. You need to turn those into frameworks or find a way of where with your time and coaching and mentoring can actually deliver the result. And then without an audience is, I think people get scared because they see most people have high, insanely big audiences and they do launches and they do 100K in a weekend and these things. But I think honestly, do not worry, because you paid ads is your best friend. You pay the same amount of money to reach 1,000 people as Iman Gatsi and Alex Hamosi do. Of course, they have what you don't have. People have a parasocial relationship with them, right? In a good way. They recognize their face and they make more from their ads, obviously. But still, paid ads, you can definitely turn on profitable paid ads, bro, if you have the right Instagram foundation, the right YouTube foundation, the right offer tailored for the right people, and a good enough sales process, whether it's a sales funnel or it's a sales overall process just from booking to sale, you know. So I think don't be too scared, bro. Just start. If I have to make it extremely actionable, see if there's anyone in your network and people in your pipeline that you can start serving with a done with you, with a consulting offer to get some data, and then build from there. And reinvest in paid ads, reinvest in content, open up more spots, sell yourself a little too cheap in the beginning to get case studies and testimonials and proof of concept, and then run it up. So that is it for questions. I really appreciate it, bro. I'll give you a like and a heart here so that we know that we've actually answered it. The way that these videos goes now is that we dive into business stats. Business stats is where I track every single number of my business, and basically everything that is going on, everything from growth and revenue and cash and costs. So we start with my main YouTube channel. So if we just switch account here, we had a quite the rise in subscribers in yesterday's video, and I don't think that we can keep up here. 5791. Oh, that's Instagram. I'm so sorry. 5791, which is fine. Still 1% growth. Instagram is a lot slower, I'd say. 2927. 2927. And daily updates channel, we were actually just there, and then I yeeted out of it. 28. Very nice. So for revenue and cash for yesterday, actually no money made, and we had $11 in a make.com subscription, which rounds up the month here of total cash of almost 18K and costs of 553. So we're still way above the 85% profit margins. I've spoken about this before in the daily updates. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but right now I'm not really marketing my offers, which means that I'm typically not making any new sales, and I'm purposely not taking any sales calls or opening up spots because I simply do not have the time. And most of my revenue, as you can see in the tracker as well, comes in the beginning of the month and end of month, because it's typically in the beginning of the month that I open up spots, or end of month if I can see that next month is kind of empty, which means that all of the recurring payments that I collect is also from beginning and end of month. So yeah, that is business stats. I'm pretty happy about my business, to be fair. I'm moving the needle in some very long-term things. I'm doing a lot of stuff that people from the outside cannot see. I'm building my video course program. I've hired a head of operations to help me with a bunch of cool automations that will gamify and make my community and the people that I work with a lot smarter, a lot faster, and get them to where they want to be, which is something that I've spent a lot of time on. I'm hiring a designer as well to really build out the whole coffee shop analogy and story. And overall, I'm just focusing on my content. I've batch recorded 24 Instagram Reels, and I'm currently also stacking YouTube videos. So overall, I'm actually super happy about the improvement here of my business and the direction I'm heading. I'm in a very fortunate position where I have the headspace and peace of mind to actually think quite long term, which I'm pretty grateful for. So yeah, let's dive into my to-do list. So I show you, what an arrow, huh? I show you my previous day. So yesterday I shot, that's such a crazy word, right? I recorded a main YouTube video, and then I had 4 one-on-one calls with my clients, and then I went to the gym. And today is just a big day of just working on these longer term things, such as content, program, and clients, and just overall things that I'll be happy about in the future, right? So my to-do list, this was yesterday, and I'll run you through every single task so that you can get an understanding of what is required to actually run this kind of business. Me, one man, person doing 400k a year with just an editor. That is basically it sounds like a lot, but it actually isn't. I fixed the link for a guy for some payment stuff. I tested a new Loom strategy for giving one-on-one feedback. I brainstormed some new ads and pin post for whenever my program is done, and kind of like just thinking through the best way here. I prepared to call it my mentor that I have tonight. I basically read through my YouTube video once again, prepared it, I scripted 4 reels, and then I recorded all of it. Then I sent over some boring stuff, font for subtitles for my creative agency. I paid some people, I set some boring stuff up, Airtable, Make. I cleared with my editor when the next main YouTube video is done. I created a test school group for the digital coffee shop just to test out some payment and payout stuff, and also how I plan on giving access to people so that it's fully automated and nice. And then Slack 0. This morning I've created a new Slack workspace which is called the Digital Coffee Squad, which is basically just all members of the digital coffee shop model, my mentees, the people that work with me. A big space where we start building automations and community vibes in there. Then I invited every single person. I added all channels and descriptions. I found a person and a branding person and designer. I have the first call with him. And yeah, the branding specialist I could also take that off. Today on my to-do list is that I'm writing some YouTube videos. I am watching some of the videos that my mentor has in his course. I just need to get a better understanding of setting up my email list. Then I'm brainstorming some things, and this is just like some very, very long-term things. Then I'm giving some feedback to clients, and yeah, overall it's just a long-term client content program day, so to say, which is nice. With only one call, with it being my mentor, which is pretty dope. Yeah, for today's strategy, don't have a lot actually. Maybe the thought process of switching from a single Slack channel to a Slack workspace for my community. Well, the answer to me is like it's super simple. It's just to create a stronger community feeling, because basically the transition that I'm in now is that most people signed up for my one-on-one mentorship because of me. And now I want to add in a feature that is you sign up so that you get time with me and speed and implementation, and you get me as your mentor. But I want to add in the community side of things, because a lot of the people are very similar, right? They like me, they see themselves in me, they respect my values, they want to run the same business model, build on the same philosophies as my own. So they are very similar people, so I want to integrate them a lot more into a community where we share each other's wins, processes, we can plan our week together, we can recap our weeks together. They will get a one big master sheet, each and every one of them, where they can fill out their own business numbers, where I can get data from all of my clients' businesses in an automated way, which is super cool. So just building a stronger community vibe, because the more I drag myself out of the one-on-one, this is not to say that I'm going fully do-it-yourself and not doing one-on-one. I still want to do one-on-one, but not 2 calls per month. It is simply too high volume, with also unlimited text messages on Slack. That is where I see the highest return on investment for these people, is that they can text me at all times, and I'll send a Loom or a voice note or a text message back, giving them my take and solution on how they should fix the problem inside of their business. And that is without a doubt the most valuable thing. So I want to go down to just 1 call a month with me, where it's like fully helicopter perspective, planning and mapping. And then these automations in place will allow me to still serve my clients the best way possible. And then with a stronger community feeling, people will still get that support that they need. So it's important for me to say that client results is still the number 1 priority, like it's always been. It's just going to be in a way that is more community driven and more text and fast delivery from my end driven, instead of one-on-one calls and time with me. I know from the outside that seems to be the most important part, but after doing this for 8 months and working with between 20 to 25 clients per month on this kind of model, the day-to-day feedback is without a doubt the most valuable, and that's just how it is. So no fancy drawings from me today. I'm just gonna kind of like fill you in on the community focused, program focused instead of one-on-one focused, because I'm simply just capping out. And it's going to be awesome. It really is. I've spent a lot of time on this thing, so yeah, I'm pretty proud to see it follow through. So yeah, I'll keep you posted tomorrow morning on how this day went, with me just doing a bunch of Frederik things for the long term, and then we'll just see each other tomorrow for yet another day in the life, not a day in the life, a daily update.